Good morning, students and viewers. In the last class, we have discussed about the point groups. We will see some more discussion about the group theory and point group. What are the molecules having different kinds of point groups? I have written here. So, in the last class, we have stopped with this. First of all, D infinitive H. So, linear molecules having the point group of D infinitive H because it's having the horizontal plane and the center of symmetry. So, infinitive time of rotation is called D infinitive H point group. Here the C infinitive V. So, all the molecules having the vertical plane. Vertical plane is nothing but the molecules which contain principal axis of symmetry. That is called vertical plane. So HCl, CO, HCN and HF. These are the molecules having the point group of C infinitive V. So boron trifluoride. What is the principal axis of boron trifluoride? D3H. Because it having the horizontal plane. C3, which is followed by the reflection of horizontal plane, becomes D3. So BF3 CO3 2 minus carbon ion having the D3H point group. So C infinitive V. Here, C2V. The H2O molecules and formaldehyde, boron hydride, sulfur tetrafluoride, iodine, trifluoride. These are the molecules having the C2V point group. Here also C3V. Trichloromethane, methyl chloride, ammonia and phosphine. So these are the molecules having the C3V point groups and tetrahedral. So the principal axis of rotation here the H2O molecules is C2, here the C3. So it having the vertical plane, so it becomes a C2V. In case we can consider the water molecule alone, it having the 2 sigma V, 2 vertical plane. Here the C3V. C3V is the principal axis of C3V is C3, so which is multiplied by vertical plane becomes C3V. Here the tetrahedral molecules. Methane and sulfate ions having the tetrahedral molecular point group. So CS is nothing but if you rotate the molecules, it cannot come to the original position. So the molecular point group is CS. So SF is having the octahedral point group. Here some more examples are given. Icosahedral point group and C4V point group. Here the IF7 belongs to the D5H point group. So platinum tetrachloride anion is having the D4H point groups. These are the point groups. These point groups are arrived from in a molecule all the symmetry elements combined to form a molecular group. That molecular group is actually called point group. So today let we see the topic of how the irreducible representation how the molecules obey the irreducible representations, the great uses of orthogonality theorem, because orthogonality theorem is used to arrive the irreducible representations. What is called representation? Representation is the set of matrix which form the symmetry elements is actually called representations. So there are two kind of representations. One is reducible representations. The another kind is irreducible representations. Reducible representations, the any molecules having the reducible representations which can be diagonalized form. So which is converted into the diagonalized form of small matrix, that is called reducible representation. We can determine the similarity transformation matrix for the reducible representation. But in the case irreducible representation, we cannot arrange the or arrive the similarity transformation matrix for the compounds. That is called irreducible representation. We cannot diagonalize the form. It cannot be converted into in the smaller matrix. So matrix is nothing but it's a kind of mathematical study of diagonalized form of 3 into 3 matrix. So let's we see the grand orthogonality theorem and irreducible representation of some of the theory. Before seeing that, we have to know the symmetry elements which is having the matrix, for example of E, identity elements, and I, center of symmetry, Cn, principal axis of symmetry, and Sn, improper axis of symmetry. Matrices. Here E, identity elements having the matrices 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Similarly, Cn, this is the principal axis of symmetry having the matrices value here cos theta sin theta 1 0 minus sin theta cos theta 0, here 0 0 1. For Sn, this can be reversed, the form of Sn for improper axis of symmetry cos theta sin theta 0 minus sin theta cos theta 0 0 0, here the minus 1. That is the difference between the principal axis of symmetry and improper axis of symmetry. Here the center of symmetry I is equal to, here all the cases in the diagonal axis are minus 1. Here minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So 0, 0, 0, 0. This is the center of symmetry. If it is having the sigma vertical plane, sigma x is that I will write for only sigma xy compounds, but we can assume that remaining matrices will be in the same way. If it is x and y, it's having the minus value in the z axis. So 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 minus 1. So if it is x and y, sorry, y and z, the minus 1 value, the x axis gets the minus 1 value. If it is x and z, the y axis gets the minus 1 value. So if you write the compound of sigma x z sigma y z is equal to C2. I have already told that 2 sigma v combined to give the molecule of C2. So the C2 becomes minus 1 0 0 0 minus 1 0 Here the z axis is cancelled. Here x and y gets the minus value 0, 0, 1. That is for C2 matrix. So what is representation? The set of matrix actually give the symmetry elements called representations. Two kind of representations. One is reducible representation, which can be converted into the similarity transformation matrix, and that also converted into simple diagonal elements. But irreducible representation, we cannot determine the similarity transformation matrix. That is a very important concept in group theory. Now we will see the similarity transformation matrix. Before we seeing that, what do you mean by orthogonality theorem? The orthogonality theorem, how arrive? All the matrices in the symmetry elements combine to form a great orthogonality theorem. The matrix elements which constitute the irreducible representation of point group defined as a great orthogonality theorem. So what are the matrix elements represents the molecular point group or irreducible representation of a point group defined as a great orthogonality theorem. So orthogonality theorem, we can write the orthogonality theorem here. So what are the symmetry elements which form the irreducible representation of a point group which is denoted by the great orthogonality theorem? So orthogonality theorem here. So GOT we can represent by the symbol here. G denotes the great orthogonality theorem. So summation of R, just write the symbol tau, I R Mn. Similarly, tau J R M dash N dash, J R M dash N dash is equal to H divided by square root of Li Lj into del I J del M dash into del N dash. This is called actually the great orthogonality theorem. So R is the symmetry operation. Mn belongs to the matrix element of Mn class. So tau I, tau j is actually ith irreducible representation. This tau I belongs to the symmetry operation of Mn in the ith class. So tau j, here the R is the symmetry operation. M dash N dash is the, we put the star here, the complex conjugate function. So Mnth class. So tau j represents the symmetry operation of M dash N dash class for the j irreducible representation. Here H is the order of the group. Li and Lj is the dimension of the group. Del is the Kronecker delta. Here ij value represents ith and jth irreducible representation. M dash M dash and N dash the symmetry elements of the Mn class. So we can explain briefly. We suppose del ij is equal to, if I is equal to j, it becomes 1. If I not equal to j, it becomes 0. It's equal to 1, it's equal to 0. If del m dash is equal to, sorry, del m dash equal to 1 or 0, if it is m is equal to m dash, or if m not equal to m dash, the value becomes 0. Similarly for Kronecker delta value of nth class also here. So the following 3 cases arrived from the great orthogonality theorem. 3 cases are, first one is if I not equal to j, if I not equal to j, m is equal to m dash, n is equal to n dash. So m is equal to m dash, n is equal to n dash, I not equal to j. The equation become like this: summation of r tau, here tau I, r is a symmetry operation, the ith class. Here we already said I not equal to j, so r m n tau j or m dash n dash, sorry, m is equal to m dash, n is equal to n dash. So we can write the equation like this: is equal to 0. Here the second case, we can write the second term: if I is equal to j, but m is equal to not equal to m dash, similarly n not equal to n dash. The great orthogonality theorem become like the following way: summation of r, here we can say that I is equal to j, so write tau I in symmetry operation of r, that is m n, and tau I, because I is equal to j. The second case I is equal to j, so the tau I symmetry operation of r, we already write that m not equal to m dash, similarly n not equal to n dash. So I write like this: m dash n dash equal to 0. The second case. The third case we can write only for the ith irreducible representations. So for the case ith irreducible representation, I can write like this: summation of r so tau I symmetry operation of r for this m is equal to m dash and n is equal to n dash. So r m n whole square is equal to h divided by li. So h is the order of the group, L is the dimension of the group in the ith irreducible representations. So these are the here this equation represents the great orthogonality theorem. The best use of great orthogonality theorem arrived from the various concept of irreducible representations and symmetry operation of different ith and jth class of M and N matrix. So how the molecules obey the irreducible representations? Let's we see the irreducible representation theory. Here first concept is I is equal to j. If I not equal to j, m is equal to m dash, n is equal to n dash. I can write the equation like this: summation of r tau I r m n. So m is equal to m dash. So I can write the equation m n. Here tau j become tau j because I not equal to j or m n. We have written m is equal to m dash and n is equal to n dash. So just I rearrange the equation m dash n dash equal to mn. So equal to 0. In the second case, I is equal to j, but m is equal to m not equal to m dash, n not equal to n dash. So the equation becomes summation of r tau I r mn. So what we have written in the formula that will come here. So tau I, because I is equal to j, so j converted into I or symmetry operation of r m not equal to m dash, n not equal to n dash. So I write what in the original formula m dash n dash equal to 0. The third case I have written only for the ith irreducible representation. Here what are the conclusion? M is equal to m dash, n is equal to n dash. I have written the symmetry operation of mn. The whole square is equal to h is the order of the group, li is the dimension of the group. Now what are irreducible representation obey the order of the following group? What is irreducible representation? The number of irreducible representation. First one, the number of irreducible representation is actually equal to number of symmetry elements of the particular molecules. The number of symmetry elements of the particular molecule in the first case. So first one, the number of irreducible representation. Irreducible representation. So the number of I just write in the symbol irreducible representation equal to number of symmetry elements. Number of symmetry elements. In the second case, the sum of the square of the character of the identity operation is equal to order of the group. So sum of the square of the dimension of the molecules equal to the order of the group. So there are two more possibilities. The second one is sum of the, so I can write the in the simple way. So summation k is equal to 1 I is equal to L to P. So Li square equal to H. This is the dimension of the sum of the square of the dimension of the irreducible representations equal to order of the group. So sum of the square of the dimension of the irreducible representation is equal to order of the group. The third one is summation of I is equal to L K. Here xi is a character, E is the identity operation, so whole square equal to H. H is the order of the group. Sum of the square of the character of the identity operation is equal to order of the group. The first one explain the number of the irreducible representation is equal to the number of symmetry elements. What are the symmetry elements present in the molecule? We can identify by using the number of irreducible representations. These irreducible representation combine to form a molecular group. That group is actually called point group. So point group of the molecule can be easily explained by the irreducible representations. The fourth one formula is two irreducible representation of different types must satisfy the following conditions.